This is progress report number 2 for a citizen science application. My teammates are Emily Yu and Tyler Sheen. Where are we on our project? We've got an Express server up and running with CRUD implementation that hits all of our database tables. We have a Postman collection that hits all of our routes, and some basic error handling for users' routes that we need to flesh out. And then, of course, in kind, we also have to flesh out our Postman tests. On the front end, Emily's been working on building simple handlebars templates for the users and projects table. Our original objectives were to start on mobile development, but we decided to actually focus more on our minimum viable product for the web application first, just to make things a little bit more streamlined down the road. Like we can put an end in the book before we start something new. As far as my contributions, I've mainly been implementing the API, routes, queries for all of the tables. I've also collaborated with Emily to I built the skeleton HTTP request that she then used to flesh out the Postman tests that we have. I've also done some database research on how to best store dates, geolocation data, and images using MySQL. And in the case of images, we'll also be storing those images on Google Cloud. So I'm going to show you a little bit of that. These are the files for the project entry routes. You can see that I'm using Malter here, which is a node package that helps me process form data. So I can retrieve image data that's loaded into a buffer and then can be passed on to Google Cloud storage. And you can see I've got all the routes there. And then this is sort of the product of doing research. This is a function that creates a UTC timestamp that then gets stored. I've also got this skeleton for uploading images to the cloud. So that's something I'm going to work on going forward. Here are some Postman tests that shows the project and project entries routes that I just showed you in GitHub working. So I can create a project here. I can get all of those projects where you can see this last one is what I added. You can see that I'm getting it when I send just the ID. I'm using a put to change it to being invasive blueberry to invasive blackberry. So if I read it again, we're seeing that it's changed. Then I can delete it and I can try to get it. And looks like it works. Great. So now I'm going to create a project entries. Project entry in the database. You can see I've got image file. I have a point for the geolocation data, and then I have my foreign keys here. I can read that entry and all the entries there, which there's just one right now. I can read the entries for one project. All of this is going to look the same for now. But if there's more data, it'll become more clear, just one entry. I can update my entry to have a different image and a different latitude and longitude. And I can read that entry again. There we go, everything's changed. And then I can go on to delete that. And if I attempt to read that entry again, it's gone. So that's that working. And in conclusion, what did I learn? A lot about the best practices for storing different types of data in databases, as well as what the backend looks like for uploading an image to the cloud and storing that URL in a database. For our next sprint, we'd like to get a minimum viable product for a web app and create the bare bones frame for the mobile application. Thank you.